to another video. It's Miranda, and I'm so happy if you're new here and you clicked on today's video. Today I'm sharing with you another $3 or less dinner idea, and as always, the recipe is down in the description box below. I will also go ahead and tag my playlist of dinner ideas for $3 or less and my extreme grocery hauls and meal ideas, because I can guarantee with how many pantry staples I use that you will have everything you need on hand to recreate any of the meals that I share here on my channel. If you're new, I hope you subscribe. I hope everyone gives this video a big thumbs up. It really helps me here on my channel. It helps others find me, but also it tells me that you really like these types of videos. Also, make sure to follow me over on Instagram. That way, if you try any of the recipes I share here on my channel, you can tag me and let me know what you think. All right, let's jump into today's recipe. It's creamy vegan pot pie. Okay, here are today's super simple ingredients. You're gonna need some flour. It doesn't matter if it's all-purpose or whole wheat, whatever you like, you should use. You're gonna need a can of white beans, or equivalent to 1.5 cups. I decided to go with the can just to keep it in the budget of $3. If I were to buy a whole bag, it would put me over a little bit. Hopefully that makes sense. You're gonna need a can of corn. And I decided to go with canned mixed vegetables. I know this isn't super popular, but you can use frozen if you'd like. Again, I just tried to keep it $3 or less. And then you are going to need a tiny little bit of yeast. So these are just very simple ingredients. Add any seasonings you like. I'm not adding any seasonings except for salt. You can add anything you like, but let's whip this up. These two are going right here, are going into a blender. So you're going to leave this, don't drain or rinse it, just pop that into the blender. And then you are going to drain this, and you're gonna put a little bit of water in it. You're gonna pour this into your pie dish. And then I already have some pre-made dough, but we're gonna put biscuits over the top, and that's what the yeast and the flour is for. But I am gonna mix up another batch and share with you how I made it, but I already have one on hand. I'm like a professional cooking show over here. But we're gonna whip this together, and it's gonna pop into our oven at 350 degrees, probably for about 25 minutes, and it's going to be perfection. All right, I wanna first off start by saying, welcome to the real life of me, Miranda. I am literally sitting here in like oversized sweatpants making dinner, because leave me a comment if that is not real life. Because this is my real life. It's really late tonight, and I'm actually editing and doing a voiceover to get this up as soon as possible. But my real life is that I'm cooking in oversized sweats, and yeah, party on the top, relaxing on the bottom. But here is the really simple bread recipe that I'm using for biscuits. It's so versatile. I've used this for garlic knots. I've used it for tortillas as of recently. You'll see that on Saturday, but I'll leave the recipe in the description box below. But I was just sharing with you really quick how easy it is to whip up. But it does have to sit for a little while. And then these are the mixed veggies I decided to grab at Winco. You can grab them at any grocery store. But I thought adding the potatoes and the lima beans and everything in there would be really wholesome and hearty. And then I did drain my corn. You can leave the corn like liquid if you want. I do add about 1/4 cup of water, and then all of the beans, I don't drain those whatsoever. I didn't add any salt or anything to this because I feel like the corn already has salt with it, but you can add any seasoning you'd like. I am not huge on seasonings. I just like food to taste like food, and I love food, so I just use usually salt and garlic. But then you're gonna take that cream sauce and you're gonna pour it over the vegetables. You could mix it in if you wanted to too. Pouring over I thought was perfect. I did spray my baking dish with a little bit of avocado spray. I usually rotate between avocado and coconut spray. Use anything you like, but I just don't like everything to stick. That's like my #1 concern. So then this is the dough that I actually had sitting for 12 hours. I made it in the morning. The one that you just saw me whip up was actually for tomorrow, because I'm doing it again, but something different. I'm using the same recipe. And then all I did is break it up into little biscuits. You can make them as big as you want, or you can make them as small as you want. It's totally up to you. I think I ended up doing 6 biscuits and had a little bit left over, but I will explain here in a little bit. I end up just baking it like a little mini loaf in my oven and then having it, you know, for lunch the next day. I originally thought that this would take about 25 to 30 minutes total to bake, covered at 350 degrees. I will say it did take a little bit longer, so if I have already said, hey, it only takes about 30 minutes at 350 degrees, scratch that, check the recipe down below. But I did tent it. I did cover it with aluminum foil. It does spill over a lot, so have a pan underneath it. I'll put that also in the description box for you not to forget. But this is what it looks like after 30 minutes, and then I decided to pop it back in uncovered, but I was really cautious because I didn't want it to get crunchy on the top like the bread that I make does, which is a crunchy bread. Okay, this is cooking me coming at you saying I should have put a couple tablespoons of cornstarch in that mixture. In my mind, I was going to, and then I totally forgot. So if you want the cream to be thicker, I would definitely add that. But cover it, put it in your oven at 350 degrees for about 25 to 30 minutes. Check it, make sure the dough is done. You'll know when it's done. It's just like baking bread, it's just at a lower temperature, so you might need a few more minutes. You know your oven better than I do, but that cream sauce is so good. But like I said, if you want it to be a little bit thicker, go ahead and add some cornstarch, which I totally forgot to do, and I was going to, but no big deal. I don't want to cheat and add additional ingredients. I want to keep it under $3, but I know most of you have that as a pantry staple, and it literally costs like pennies to add in. As for the rest of the dough, you can wrap it up and put it in your refrigerator and use it within a few days. I actually end up just baking it and making a little mini loaf. You can just put it into a bread container or a glass baking dish, put a little tent over the top of it, and pop it in the oven. So I'm gonna do that, but I will come back at you when my pot pie is out of the oven. Never try things on camera, but this looks too good not to, so I'm gonna give it a try. It's super hot. I'm probably gonna burn my mouth. My kitchen smells amazing. It smells like cream corn, which is one of my favorite things in the whole world. Growing up, I really liked cream corn, and I was reminded of that when I made my potato soup a couple weeks ago. I'll link that recipe down in the description box below, but the one thing I will say is the biscuits took longer than I thought. I originally put it on 350 for about 35 minutes, bumped up the temperature a little bit. I just didn't want them to get really crispy like the bread that I make does, because it's the same dough recipe. If you've made my bread before, you know what recipe I'm talking about. It is so good and so tender. The beans and the corn go so good with the biscuits, and as you can see, it's a really big meal. Definitely would feed 6 people. You could do 2 people, you could do 1 person. Servings are up to you. But this is delicious. I'm going to enjoy this. My husband will have a serving when he gets home. I'm just really pumped for this. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you really enjoyed it. You gave it a big thumbs up. You subscribed if you weren't already. And I hope to see you in my next video, which will be on Saturday. You won't want to miss it. It's another extreme grocery budget haul. And this is a type of video I've never done before, and I'm so excited to share it. So stay tuned for Saturday. I will see you then. Bye.